on this sort of rainy on and off weather. It's all a bit bizarre, isn't it? Anyway, welcome everyone. If you've done the class before, you'll know what's going on, won't you? But if anyone's new, I'm just going to explain. So it started off as a drawing class, because I used to do a drawing class at the Fountain in Hastings, but it was a bit boring on this because you couldn't really interact. So we're having a chit chat. So I get various guests on. So I chat to them. And while I chat to them, you can draw them. So that's very exciting. But most of them tend to fidget a bit. So if you want, you can take a screenshot and use that and listen to the chat at the same time. You know, whatever you want to do. I'm sure you can all cope. If you decide you just want to listen, try and have a draw while you're there. You might as well. Oh, hi, Tara. How are you? I love your pictures. So, you know, do as you please. And then when you've finished, send your pictures in to Isolation Station Hastings via Facebook Messenger. Then we make a lovely little gallery up. So, but probably won't go up till tomorrow because some people do it afterwards, so we don't get the pictures till late. So, you know, don't be shy. Don't think, oh, this is rubbish. I can't draw. Everyone can draw, so try, please. No, we had a bit of a hoo-ha before this started. We couldn't get the pictures to work or the sound, which is very bizarre because I'm doing 2 film directors. But anyway, it's hi, Hizaru from Japan. Hi. But it's all working perfectly now, I hope. And in the middle of the film, there's a spiral staircase. And keep your eyes out because sometimes a little cat goes up and down. So that'd be exciting. So anyway, let me introduce you to this week's guests, Jane Pollard and Iain Forsyth. Hello, Jane and Iain.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's all working now perfectly, thank goodness.
Good.
I got very worried. All your pictures would have looked like Francis Bacon's.
Yeah.
And, woo! So it would have been,
That could have been fun.
Yeah.
That could have been fun.
It would have been fun indeed. So Iain and Jane are live from Bethnal Green because they used to live across the road to me, but I didn't know them then. So I wish I had. So now I'll tell you, because I know Iain and Jane, because we're working on a little project together, but it's not really definite yet, so I don't like to talk about it, you know, because I don't want to, what's the word, jinx the thing. But anyway, it's quite exciting. Don't you think? You finding it exciting?
It's very exciting. Every time we talk to you, I'm busting to tell you things about it, to tell you kind of new bits that are in there, and yeah. But you're right. We shouldn't jinx it.
No, so we won't talk about that now. All right, that's over and done with. So that's how we met. So I'd like to know, how did you two meet?
Wow. In a October afternoon in a studios complex in New Cross when we were students at Goldsmiths.
Yeah.
Back in the dizzy 90s. We were on the same course, so we both went to Goldsmiths in 92, I think.
Yeah.
And for a year didn't speak.
Did you know each other were?
I did once say nice tie to you. He was the only guy.
Flirt.
He was the only guy at art school who would, I didn't know why at the time, but would come in a 3-piece suit and a tie. And I used to think a little bit like, oh, wanker. But also, yeah, he did have good ties.
And why was he wearing the 3-piece suit?
Mostly because I was a prick, probably.
What?
I was a bit of a prick, probably, at art school.
Sure not.
That's what art school's for, isn't it? It's like
exactly.
That's where you go to be a dick. So partly that, and occasionally because I had a job in a bar in the city that I used to do part-time. So sometimes it was just I was on my way to or from work, and sometimes I was just being a pedantic art student. But yeah, we were on the same course for a year without speaking. It was kind of like, you know, opposite sides of the tracks, as it were.
Yeah.
And then one day I was in the studio after a really miserable tutorial where I'd just been kind of told everything I was doing was a bit pointless by my tutor. And Jane appeared and said, "Do you want to go for a drink?" So.
And that was that. You've been
that.
together ever since.
I think that was the only time we went to the student union.
Yeah, pretty much.
We spent all afternoon drinking, and then locked ourselves away for 2 weeks, and then reappeared at college as a couple. I remember everybody. Like now, it seems daft because we're so like each other in lots of ways. But at the time, the rest of the course were like shocked, super shocked. Like you and him and you, like we were somehow completely mismatched.
It's like West Side Story.
Oh, but at least none of you killed each other.
Not yet. I did lose my job though.
Yeah.
Oh, what, in the bar?
Yeah.
Why? For too much locking
'Cause I
yourself up with Jane?
Disappeared for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Ooh. And so when you left, how long further did you have to go at Goldsmiths after that?
So that was, what was that? That was
beginning of the second
year. So we had another 2 years. So we started working together really quickly after that, actually. So we sort of got together in October-ish. And I think by Christmas, or certainly by the new year, we came back to Goldsmiths in the new year, and we were working together.
Yeah.
So then we had a year and a half left, graduated together, did our degree show together.
And did you sort of pass your degree? Did you both use each other's stuff for your degree?
We sort of scrapped everything that we had before we kind of began working together.
It's the cat.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I should have brought some treats to just throw up the stairs.
Yeah.
And so were you sort of, the Goldsmiths didn't mind that you were working together?
It was a little bit tricky, but they were okay about it. It wasn't, clearly we weren't the first people to do that. So there was kind of a bit of a precedent set by, other people. Jane and Louise Wilson had.
Well, they're twins.
Yeah. Yeah, they taught.
They used to sign on at my dole office.
Yeah.
I still know their initials. Can't remember their national insurance numbers though.
In our third year, they were our tutors, one of our tutors, but we've since found this out through doing lecturing and tutoring and stuff, that you don't get paid 2 fees as a collaboration. Like they just pay you once. So Jane and Louise used to do like alternate weeks, but we couldn't at that point really tell them apart. They were like practically identical. It's interesting.
You did get warned off though. There was one of our tutors who did warn Jane that she was making a terrible, terrible mistake.
Yes.
Oh no.
Nobody warned me off.
Yeah.
I had someone else from Goldsmiths on here a few weeks ago. He's just graduated now, the MA, and he was going, "They're so horrible to me, I can't bear it." Well, I always find people, it's a very funny place to have gone, isn't it?
Yeah. We went back 9 years later to do an MA, a part-time, like by that point we were already practicing as artists, and but we thought, it'll be good for us to go back, and had expected it to be this amazing experience, and actually it was loads worse than it was when we went the first time. The first time it was, I don't know, there's something about the being really angry and it being quite a tough place. Like you would get knocked down several pegs most days. But I don't know, having that to react against, I think, makes you tough, and it makes you really make the decision that this is what I want to do it. I am actually going to stick with this and do it.
Yeah. And was it worth it in the end?
Well,
you're doing all right, aren't you?
The jury's still out. I don't. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have met him if I hadn't. So yes.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say to you? I had something very important to say. It slipped out of my head. Right. So you finished at Goldsmiths, your normal degree, and you just started working in art. Did it sort of work out for you straight away?
Not especially. I mean, I think, like a lot of people who left art school without sort of becoming, no, let me start again. It was kind of, so the early 90s at Goldsmiths when we were there was sort of a bit weird because it was just after kind of Damien and all the kind of, the YBA generation. So it sort of created this kind of idea that you could do a BA, graduate, and then become a sort of superstar overnight. And if, before that generation, that really wasn't, that wasn't most people's experience. That really wasn't how the art world worked. So when we were there was a lot of people that were very careerist. Like there was a real sense that, you should graduate and be represented by a gallery immediately and selling to Saatchi from your degree show. And, that's what people were kind of aiming for. And that certainly didn't happen to us. So by that sort of standard, it didn't really happen overnight. But in the sort of, I think the expectations that people had before that generation of kind of at least been able to just sort of carry on in some way, then that's kind of what happened to us, right? So we ended up working part-time and making our work, doing our art practice in the rest of the time. And I think for most people, actually, that's a pretty normal graduating experience.
A part-time job to keep you going, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah, and we were lucky. I mean, we were.
Dean Bright's what? Do you know Dean Bright?
I recognise the name as well.
It used to be fashion design in the 80s. Works on the films now, doing costumes.
Ooh,
I haven't seen Dean to be on here before. Hi, Dean. Yeah, sorry, I got interrupted.
Our work got shown straight away. That was the really amazing thing, that we'd had this friendship with a guy called Joshua Comston, who I know because of Lee and Minty doing the Fate Worse Than Death, which we were at and saw.
Did you see Lee's performance of My Bosom's Out?
Yes.
Who would have thought?
We were little baby art students. And yeah, I mean, we just got to London, and Joshua kind of took us, I was going to say under his wing, but he sort of put us to work. We'd meet him every Saturday, and we'd transcribe conversations with them. And he was using us like kind of archivists or something, or and to write press articles and stuff like that as well. And so through him, we met just the most amazing set of people like Gavin Turk and Angus Fairhurst, and we're really quite welcomed into that scene through them, I think.
Yeah, that's why I would say to people, really, it's who you know matters a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. My advice to students is always go out, get drunk, and meet people. Because it's all being super talented, but if you don't know anyone, it's very hard, isn't it?
Absolutely,
yeah.
So the thing Joshua did after the Fate Worse Than Death, the hanging picnic that he did in Hoxton Square, that was our first exhibition.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
Well, did it go well?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it's hard to judge with those kind of things. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
The picnic was nice.
Yeah. Is that the one where Damien Hirst was doing and Angus Fairhurst were doing the dick paintings?
No,
I think that was the Fate.
That was the second Fate, I think.
Because I think Lee had to paint their bits and bobs and then have a look.
Yeah, the hanging picnic was the one where Gavin did like tribute performance to Lee. So like Gavin did like a Minty kind of thing.
Oh. Is that after Lee had died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, bless him. Yeah. Now, then what happens after that? I love to know careers progress.
Let's go through 30 years.
We used to make a lot of live art. We started, I think we were in reacting against Goldsmiths and that that Saatchi lead fueled kind of desire to somehow kind of make it straight away. And we found all our inspiration from music and gigs and going to see stuff live, and the kind of connection you have with other people during that was way more exciting than anything we ever saw on a gallery or in a gallery or on a gallery wall. And so we started to make live art at the ICA mainly. We did loads of projects there.
What sort of things then did you do?
We did. The first thing we did was we put on a sort of Smiths tribute 10 years to the day after the Smiths had split up. We put on this kind of and it was really earnest. Like, we really went for it. The backdrops were really good, the projections, we rehearsed the band. I mean, they were just a tribute band from like Solihull or somewhere, but
I love it.
Rehearsed them. And yeah, it was it went down amazing. It was great at getting this a crossover audience, like just music fans and Smiths fans, and then also people coming, you know, from the kind of art side of things, which was quite interesting. We did quite a few of those, culminating in a reenactment of the last Ziggy Stardust show from Hammersmith.
When he retired?
Yeah. Yeah, we did that, costume for costume, kind of word for word.
Yeah.
Really as perfect as we could possibly get
it. Were you directing it, or were you part of it as well? Were you performing? Oh, no.
Me and Bowie were so similar.
One could mistake you for him, to be honest. I'm surprised people don't stop you in the streets.
It's uncanny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We did get... I mean, we directed it. We did all the rehearsals and we organised everything. And then on the night, we ended up doing the costume changes because there were so many and it needed so many hands to get them done quick enough to get...
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah, it was good. It was really... we did it 2 nights in a row. And then the day after, Bowie phoned up the ICA. It was amazing. And so I was asking Vivian, the curator who'd commissioned it, was asking how it had gone and that he'd heard about it. He'd heard it had been good, and
he always seems nice. You know, later on in life, such a lovely fella, like really showing an interest in people and being kind and that.
Yeah.
And now I've got a question for you. I think the first question you probably asked me is one of my favourite questions ever, because these two have asked me a lot of questions. What's your favourite pop band?
Oh, it changes all the time. To see live, it's different. I have to have categories. To see live, Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Guess what? Sometimes, I don't know if she's here tonight, Dave Gahan's first wife watches this show quite often.
What?
I only met her the other day. I'm thrilled. So if you're there, Joe, say hello. But perhaps this week you might have dropped us. Yeah, and?
Yeah, I love Depeche Mode are just the best live band ever. Yeah. Jesus and Mary Chain are probably my favourite band.
Yeah.
Don't know.
And what about you?
I mean, I grew as a teenager. I was a huge fan of The Cure.
Oh, see, all these gothy tendencies are coming out.
Yeah, I was a very gothy teenager.
Oh yeah, did you wear red lipstick?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So I still have a huge soft spot for The Cure.
Oh, who could not have one?
Yeah, they're a great pop band.
I know. But I find it like he's still going on now. He must be knocking on a bit now, mustn't he? He's still on with the red lipstick.
Yeah, he's starting to grey a little, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I love the way that pop stars... You know, when I was young, I thought, pop stars were always young and thought they shouldn't grow old. But like Mick Jagger and that, they're just going on the same. Never change. They don't change their look. They carry on. It's nice, though. But I think, you know, because I'm a bit lazy. If I had all that money, I'd just give up and sit at home and count my royalties. And so there's that question. So you've made a lot of films with musicians and everything, haven't you? Because one of your big films you made was with Nick Cave.
Yeah.
So how was it working with him? Another one of the goths.
I mean, a dream. It was a real dream come true. We got to know him sort of partly through those part-time jobs that we've had to support our art practice. Well, for 10 years, Iain worked for the independent label Mute, and I worked for the group of independents called Beggars Banquet, Beggars Group. And we met a lot of bands and made lots of videos, shot a lot of sessions. And we met Nick through that, Nick and Warren mainly. And they were coming to a new album's worth of videos, and they hate making videos. And I think Warren had said, why don't you give the kids a try? That's what they, I mean, now it's ludicrous that they would call us the kids, but this was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. And we didn't, we just, that started everything. We started, we made our first real proper music video for Nick, using very much the techniques that we were using to make our artwork, our art videos. And that relationship just developed. We went on tour with them, doing lights one time. We just used to make all sorts of kind of things. And then we got a phone call when he was going in to record Push the Skyway, saying, do you want to come in the studio and see if you can see what it's like? Because he's never had anybody film them recording before. I mean, the end of the recording process, the mixing and, you know, but not the kind of dangerous, fragile bit where they're trying to kind of lay stuff down. And we went into the very first day, him and Warren started kind of doing stuff in Nick's office in Brighton. And honestly, by the end of that day, I mean, it was cacophonous. Nick's at one side of the room banging away on a piano. Warren's on the floor with some little guitar thing and a load of pedals, making one fucking massive noise. And we came away from the day going, God, this is going to be a terrible album. What?
Oh, yeah, look, Jo's there. She sent a message to you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, that was quite scary that day, actually, because it was like, what are we going to do? You know, you can't really hide a bad record, right? If that's the record you're making a film about, you're sort of stuck with it. And it just really filled us with absolute dread, because we didn't know what their process was. You know, we'd never been exposed to it, and they'd never let anyone film it. So, but miraculously somehow it turns out that is how they work, and it works for them, and they kind of spend a few days just, you know, throwing everything in some big sort of melting pot, and then they start to pull out little threads, and when you put those threads together, it starts to become something really, you know,
it was such a privilege to see it. So Warren, after that night, Warren went away with a load of the recordings, listened to them, and came back with, I mean, honestly, no more than about 2-3 minutes to listen to, where he'd cut out these bits and then him and Nick would listen, and they go, oh yeah, there's something there. And then they take that and turn it and like work it and turn it into something and expand it and make a whole lot of noise with it, and then do this same thing. It was amazing. It was like watching something be kind of born out of nothing, like out of what seemed like a load of nothing. And I think it made us, when we sort of decided that we weren't just going to make a film or a documentary about the making of a record, but that we wanted it to be something stranger, bigger, more than that. It was just that simple idea of kind of the creativity, like what it takes to be creative. It really is more perseverance than anything else, you know. Doesn't really matter what the idea is.
It takes a long time to be spontaneous.
Yeah. But the other day we went to the Barbican, and saw you on like 9 screens at once.
Oh, did you? Yeah, someone else told Rachel, who you met, she told me that she went this afternoon. Yeah, I was meant to go to the opening, but I just couldn't face going to London.
Yeah.
And my friend went to the opening and he said that it was like mayhem, really. She couldn't see anyone, so they haven't had their masks on.
Yeah.
I might go another day.
Oh, definitely. Tell us, because it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, it was great seeing it. And you're very prominent.
What, walking along eating the turkey?
Yes.
I think
the dress.
About a week after that is when I gave up meat for good. Sorry, everyone. I had to be in this film, just walking up and down, eating this huge turkey leg, and it was so disgusting that I've never eaten meat since. And was anyone else you knew there? Because everyone I know bumps into people.
I don't think we did.
No, it was very quiet.
Oh yeah, well, I suppose it has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're like timing tickets and stuff. Yeah, it was good. Really, and I think we just seen it on loads of our friends' Instagram feeds, and we're like, oh god, right, all right, we gotta go. So
no, actually, all you see is the fried eggs.
Yeah.
And what else can we talk about? Now, so you did the Nick Cave film. Was this the one, the 2,000 seconds one? 2,000 days?
20,000 days.
The detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on then. How many times do you have to drive up and down Brighton Seafront?
1 or 2.
The drives were quite interestingly perilous in our manner of shooting. It's funny now. I think we wouldn't be quite so gung ho about the whole thing, but because they were improvised conversations, and we didn't even like specify topics. Not massively. I mean, there was a sort of, we knew what we wanted Blixer to talk about, but the question of whether he would or not was totally unspoken. But each one of them was filmed in under 20 minutes in a single take.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you watch, the sea moves from which side of the car it's on.
I'll just no one's
Yeah. I've always worried it must be a really frustrating film if you know Brighton well, because the geography doesn't quite.
Oh, it's like all those fiction films made about London. And you just go, what?
Yeah.
I know it's pathetic, but the tall guy, have you ever seen it? It's sort of set at Royal Free Hospital. And they go the road where I used to live, and they're going up and down the wrong way. And you're going, no, turn round. And then those American ones where they have Chelsea kind of next door to Paddington, and bizarre. But I think that makes the film more fun, though. So I'm not a great believer in the truth, really, you know.
All of it was quite straightforward in Brighton, actually, filming with Nick, because he's lived there for so long. People, even if he's kind of got a film crew following him, they just largely ignore him. He's just, part of the furniture now. The day that was really hard was the day filming with Kylie. Because suddenly everyone's really excited that Kylie's in town. So you're trying to...
Was she in Brighton then?
In Brighton, yeah. And it was kind of evening, so people were starting to go out for the evening. So we're driving past these kind of hen do's. And
and it's not subtle.
They must be going mad.
The car's on a low loader, so the cameras are outside it, so everybody can see the kind of circus of where side a little truck behind it with our headphones and a monitor. So it's not subtle. It's not subtle. You can the number of like people yelling out of Kylie. And
I know.
Yeah,
I love the fact. I like the fact people don't care and just shout out. Have you been watching that new program on telly? What was it? It was on last night with Hugh Laurie in it. The Roadkill. Yeah,
no,
haven't seen it.
Hastings Seafront. Oh, the excitement! But Christopher Eccleston was filming here. And at Facebook and all the local pages, all they can talk about is the film crews. Like it's the biggest excitement to hit town. I like it though.
We had a bit of a drama during the filming. Well, it involved this little intern. He was like we'd taken him under our wing, actually a few months beforehand, maybe about 6 months beforehand, and he was shooting sessions with us. This little guy called Ryan Bennett, and we loved him. He was just totally on for doing whatever. He wanted to get into the film industry, really liked his enthusiasm, and we're quite hands-on, so we're like, come on. And then when we were making the film, we're like, right, come and do this with us. You can learn. So so he did a bit of driving. He like followed the producers, and then on one day, his one job was to go and pick up Nick's one shirt, because Nick decided he was going to wear this shirt that has like, it's like a Tim tailor-made thing, and he's only got one of them, and of course everybody was advising us what a bad idea this was, but Nick just would not listen. That's the shirt. So we're like, fine, it's cool. You wear what you want. It had been at the dry cleaners, and Ryan got there late, and it was locked inside, and he he was broken, and he was really, really upset. And it ended with the producers getting on to like trying to get on local radio. They were on local radio trying to see if we could find the key holder at the dry. Yeah, it didn't work.
And you never found it?
No.
Well, we got it the next day, but that night we were all set up to shoot this.
Yeah.
It was a big scene, and it was in Nick's house, and he was watching Scarface with his twins, so the boys were there, and they hadn't done their homework, and so everyone was kind of geared up, ready for this moment of the shirt arrives, Nick gets changed, we shoot the scene, get it done, and then the boys can have their dinner and all the rest of it. And Ryan just appeared going, I'm really sorry.
Oh, bless him. Did you keep him on though? You didn't sack him?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. He's got some fancy jobs somewhere now, like Lionsgate or somewhere like that.
Where he went on to fancy things.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
I'm sure it's fancy working with you.
The catering's good.
Then recently you've been working with Jarvis Cocker, haven't you?
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
He's someone we've known for a fair while as well. When he did his meltdown, he asked us to make a video installation for the foyer, so that people like waiting to go to gigs and stuff could. And we made this like 4-walled piece called "Kiss My Nam," and with 4 guys from a Kiss tribute band slowly putting on the makeup. So it was an all right piece, and then we just sort of stayed in touch. And when Pulp reformed, he got in touch and was like, "Oh, would you go and take some photographs for me and do it?" So we did a bit then, and then when we were doing the Neil Gaiman Likely stories for Sky, we thought of thinking about who we wanted to compose the music, and he was just top of the list. We thought we had this idea that maybe at times it would be good to kind of pass the storytelling into the music and to use lyrics in the music, which it doesn't often get used in television, or when it does, it's that kind of the cheesy use of the song that gets you through the difficult night, and the
montage.
Yeah, the montage moment, and we just had this thought that maybe music could just be more than it could be more than that, and that it could also set the tone. Like if we commissioned it ahead of filming, that our cinematographer and our costume designer could hear what we wanted this kind of the world to be like, and he said and he made the most amazing score for this series. In fact, the first thing he did was write a theme tune for it, which was very cool. And then we were able to kind of take that and play it to people and use it to communicate what we wanted what we wanted the world to be. It worked really lovely. So yeah, recently we've stayed in touch and done bits and bobs, and then.
So the thing we just did over lockdown was Jarvis. So Jarvis has a new band. They've made a new record, and they were meant to be touring over the summer. And surprise, surprise, like everything, it's been cancelled. And because they'd sort of made the record whilst they were touring, it felt like a really live record for them. And so they were kind of really disappointed not to be able to go and play it live. So this idea came about of them still going ahead and playing the record, but doing it without an audience, and we would film it. So they played the whole record in a place called Peak Cavern in Derbyshire, which is a big open cave where they occasionally have concerts. And
But why did they choose there? Did they sort of like it? Or?
Well, they played there the year before.
Right? I think they'd recorded one of the tracks from the album at that gig, but playing in the mouth of the cave. So, and then when we got there, so thank God we decided to do a recce. So this is our first thing out of lockdown. We got in a people carrier, us and our cinematographer, up to the Peak District to go and check the cave out and work out how we were going to do it. And the guy who owns the cave, amazing fella, he's like looking after this remarkable kind of landmark. But to be more kind of compliant and people friendly, he sort of tarmacked the entire front of the floor of the cave.
Nice.
Which, if an audience has stood on top of it, fine, you don't see it. But we were filming with no audience, and so we were all just, iPhones out, like taking pictures, going, it's not going to work very well. And Jarvis said, look, there is another cave further in, and we were thinking of doing our after show in there when we did the gig. And he asked the guy, can I take them in? Can I show them the other cave? And we were, everybody was up for it. So we went in. To get to this cave was another 5 minutes walk into the complex. So
was it through a pothole, was it?
You had to go
potholes.
You had to go under the cave ceiling came down so that it was about 2.5 foot. So you had to not crawl but crouch to get under it for about 25 feet, and then it opened up into this perfect chamber. It was amazing, and of course took one look at it and we were like, this is ideal, we can do something really great in here. So we just made everybody's job a bit harder, really, and shot in a cave.
So all the cameramen and everything had to climb under this.
All the crew, all the equipment, the sound desk and instruments and all of it had to go under.
How long did filming take? Fun?
We were there for 2 days, so we had 1 day to load everything in and test everything, get it set up, and then we shot everything in a day. And it was a really long day that almost didn't quite fit it all in, but it worked. And nicely, I mean, the original plan was that was kind of something that was going to happen over the summer because the tour couldn't. So it was on YouTube in July, I think. They screened it, and the tour was originally rescheduled to November for the band. Back in the days where everyone thought COVID was going to be a few weeks and then back to normal. Surprise, surprise, the rescheduled dates in November have now also had to be cancelled. So because the band can't tour in November, the film is going to go on tour in November, and it's going to go to lots of small music venues in, I think, almost every town that the band were meant to be going to. So it's not the same venues, but it's smaller little sort of music venues in each town. And the idea is that, it's kind of a replacement for the band being able to tour, but also just a way of supporting local venues that are, having a really hard time through the pandemic. So, they'll have a little bit of money coming in from this.
So while we're talking on the pandemic, how did you cope? I see you watched a lot of films.
Yeah, that was our kind of only plan, really, wasn't it? It's like, let's watch some movies.
Yeah.
Have you got any in particular you can recommend for people?
Oh, so many, actually. So many that we really, really enjoyed. Midsummer, if you've not seen Midsummer with Florence Pugh in it, an amazing score to that as well. This real, I think, is it Haxan Club that did the score to it? It's incredible, bassy. Is it scary? Yes, a bit. Not massively.
I don't like
it's quite daylit. which it's like quite a sort of bright daylit film, which
Yeah.
so it makes for a quite different sort of scary. Yeah, I really love that. What else we've been? God, there's so many of them that they just.
I really enjoyed. We had a little run of watching sort of those sort of classic 70s, like the Bob Hoskins, you know, Long Good Friday and Mona Lisa and those kind of.
yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
love an English film. I love them. I like the simplicity of an English film.
Yeah.
But I also like an American Hallmark film, either about Halloween or Christmas. It's always the same plot, but I still like them.
This afternoon, I put the TV on and caught the end of a dramatic reenactment of the Diana story.
Was it on Channel 5 by any chance?
It was on, I think it was on London Live.
Oh, that still exists. But Channel
Love a bit
5,
of
they've
London.
always got a royal, every night there's a royal documentary. Then the list of them's unbelievable. But I quite enjoy them. And I've got good news today. I was so thrilled earlier, I couldn't believe it. Doctors is back next week. I know you laugh. Everyone laughs at my obsession with doctors.
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled. So did you sort of lose a lot of work during lockdown, or will you be able to sort of carry on?
We did.
Most of it stopped. Yeah, I mean, production inevitably
Yeah.
stopped for everyone, I think, immediately.
Yeah.
It's just starting to sort of claw its way back now. I mean, some bits of writing and development we've been able to do, but
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it's been really good. You know, the project we're doing with you, we've really been able to kind of put solid amount of time into it and really focus on it. And normally we would not be able to, just because you've got, you know, bigger paying things that are kind of, you know, pushing for your time. And all the bigger paying things just disappeared. It's
You've got any grants from anywhere or anything?
A little bit from the Arts Council, yeah. I mean, listen, we're fine. We'll be all right, you know. As long as the most worrying thing is whether the culture industry and the live events industry makes it back, and makes it back properly, you know, not just in some horrible half-baked form. And that's what really worries me. As I think what we're going through as artists and filmmakers is nothing in comparison to what a lot of musicians are facing. Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's films on at the cinema, but I don't want to go and just sit and then the next person's like 3, 4, 5 seats away. Yeah. When I go to cinema, it's kind of like a social thing. I know I shouldn't, but, you know, whisper little things to your friends while you're watching it. And everything's so difficult, and wearing the mask. And so most of the time I just stay in. Although, you know, you should be supporting these things, I suppose. But you know, it's very creative here, and people are trying their best to do things, and yeah, things are happening now.
I've seen your Instagram feed. You're down at Goat Sledge every day.
Well, yeah, I went today. But that's just a pleasure. That's lovely because it's outdoors. And I have to say, living here, the sea and the sky, that's enough entertainment for anyone, really.
Yeah.
Because it's just so amazing, and it just changed. So I went to Dungeness today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because you know it's so flat, and there's all the sea and the sky. It was lovely, and the weirdo buildings. So that was that's why I think I've become at one with nature and the country, which is very bizarre for me because I used to be petrified of the country.
Yeah, not quite the same in Bethnal Green.
No, you've got Victoria Park and the pond and the fountain.
Yeah, it's rammed. It's busier than it's ever really been.
Busy, yeah. I bet, I know. Because I see all the pictures. It was always at Victoria Park. Everyone was there having picnics, enjoying themselves. It's like horrible that you're not really meant to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I'd pay no attention. So what else are you working on at the moment?
We've
been doing quite a bit of DIY.
We have.
Oh,
yes.
How many cats have you got? I've seen 2 so far.
4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. There's one sat right with me down here.
Yeah.
And then they'll be around and about.
Yeah, we got sort of stitched up, didn't we?
We did.
What
We went to
happened?
Celia Hammond in Canning Town, who rescues cats. And when we bought this place, wanting 2 cats, and she'd sent somebody out to the house to check that it was, okay for cats, and is there enough room and everything, and we'd been vetted, and it was like, yeah, fine. Got there, and the 2 she showed us were in a cage with their mum and dad, and so there was 4 of them, and she just did a right number on us, didn't she?
You've got 4.
Right.
We've got 4, yeah.
I'm a 5% thinking of getting a cat, but it's only 5% so far. I don't want cat food out. I just watch videos that keep me going of cats.
Don't go to Celia Hammond, or you'll end up with 6.
Yeah.
I think I think she's my Facebook friend, and I think she's done this art class a couple of times. I think in my mind. I want to ask you something as well about. It's very romantic, I think. When I've been out for dinner with Iain and Jane, I love this story. Something, a little thing you just stick with. One orders one dinner, one orders the other, and they eat half, then swap. How good's that if you can't decide what to have? But I wonder what happens if you really love what you're eating so much you don't really want to give it up. Or doesn't that?
Well, there's tension in the ranks when if I order, because there are certain things I really like that Iain doesn't. Like, I love aubergine when it's cooked really well. I know, look at your face, when it's disintegrated. I just love it. And so that would be a non-sharer. But I just think, you got to use, because there's lots of disadvantages to knocking about with each other all the time.
Tell me about it.
That's nice.
Really.
She says the nicest things.
Yeah.
Doesn't she? So romantic.
To other people.
Lockdown has really brought them to the fore. But there's got to be good, there's got to be some good stuff. And it's definitely that when you look at a menu and think, but both of those look good. And it'll be a little bit of eye contact. Say no more. We're ordering both. Yeah.
Brilliant. Has anyone got any questions, by the way, for you? Because the time goes very quick and we've only got 10 minutes left. So if anyone's got any questions, that would be nice. I'll have to wait, there's a bit of a delay. Anything else you would like to tell me of great interest and drama? Or just, to be honest, more than interest and drama, I prefer run of the mill.
I had a question I wanted to ask you about, but it's about sitting for Freud. When it's a bit gory.
Okay.
Oh, good. Well, now seems like as good a time as any.
Does this need to be family friendly or?
No, it's all right.
All right. I just wondered what it must have been like sitting when you had your period.
Just stuck a Tampax up there.
What? Just confident that was going to do it?
Yeah, I think it must have been all right in those days. Oh, what's the cats' names?
Oh, good question.
Someone's rescued us. Thank
you. Thank you, Debbie.
No, let's talk about periods. Well, what about in Tesco's? You couldn't buy, as they called it, period products.
Oh yeah, heard that on.
Yeah, but I think they realised they made a mistake, and you can now. Anyway, let's go back to the cats' names.
The cats are called. The dad is called Blixer after Blixer Bargeld. The mum, they're a family. There's like mum and dad and their 2 boys. The mum, who's possibly also the dad's sister, very similar.
I was going to ask about that. The cat's brother's sister's mate, is it all right?
Well, it's a very shallow gene pool it makes for her, I think.
Yeah. She's called Bunny, like Bunny Rabbit. She's got slightly pink ears. And then the 2 boys are Dylan. I just say after Dylan Thomas, just to be obtuse. Dylan and Bunk, B-U-N-K, like bunk beds. Bunk is the only he's pretty much all black, and he's scared constantly. And we used to watch The Wire. Do you used to watch The Wire? There was an amazing character on The Wire, who was called Bunk, and who used to say shoot, and yeah, that's why he's called Bunk.
Oh, and I was going to say something about cats. I like do they go outside or are they indoor cats?
They have their own. They have the terrace, which we've turned into. They were abandoned in a high rise in Canning Town. So she knew the boys definitely had never been outside, and she wasn't too sure about the mum and dad. So she thought it probably safer to bring them up as house cats. But we've got this tiny little terrace, and we decided to kind of cage it in, sort of. Which
we discovered is technically called a catio.
Yeah.
Oh, someone here. Did you work with Scott Walker?
Yes, we did.
Oh, tell us about that.
Yeah, there was another kind of meeting. Oh, here you go.
Oh, there's the big cat. Oh, she's determined. Is that a girl or boy?
This is the dad. This is Blitz.
Oh, that's dad.
Yeah, come on, Blitz.
Oh, he's showed his bottom to us.
Yeah, he's been sat next to us for the whole time. He likes to kind of feel like he's part of the team.
Oh.
He's Scott was another one of those lovely kind of friendships that kind of happened through the music industry. So I worked on his when he signed to 4AD. I was working there and worked on the Drift with him and like delivered some of the kind of marketing stuff and ideas around that. Got to know his managers really well. I mean, no, you don't really get to meet Scott very much. And then that friendship kind of blossomed, and we went into the studio to shoot a thing with them when Bish Bosh was coming out. It's like this little album trailer where in one day all the musicians came back in and played all their kind of weird instruments, and Scott played the machetes, and it was incredible, really remarkable. Blix.
Oh, where's she? Yeah.
This is Blix.
Oh, he's lovely.
He's a big idiot. Very idiot. And then we made a piece for Sydney Opera House with them, which was amazing. We knew we'd been using ambisonic sound, kind of 3D sound, in our work before. We'd done a piece with Jason from Spiritualized, and we'd kind of done some
their videos.
Oh,
Bailey Walsh did it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Bailey's videos. And then we thought we thought Scott would really enjoy that as a process, hearing, going from just being not just on a good sound system, but to like a 36 speaker sound system with subs and he did. Yeah, he really did. He was really into it.
And somehow we always seem to end up working with these people that have kind of gotten a reputation for being quote unquote difficult.
Yeah.
And they never are. They never are.
Not difficult, you see.
Scott wasn't difficult. I mean, Gil Scott-Heron we worked with as well. He was another one that had this reputation for being difficult, and Nick as well, but these people are not difficult. They're just particular. They work in a particular way.
And want to do things properly, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think because you two are so lovely and so, and you really take an interest in things. That's probably why they work well with you.
Oh, thank you.
I think. Oh, hang on. Any favourite books you've read during lockdown?
Yes.
What?
I'm looking.
Just trying to read the show.
Oh right.
What? Mine was by the guy who wrote Grief is a Thing with Feathers, and it's called Lanny. I think it's called Lanny. Lanny. Yeah. That was amazing. That was really.
If you read a book, do you both read it together?
He reads much more than I do.
We do a page each and then just compare notes. I've just, what's the book called? The library. What's that called?
No, the Liar's Dictionary.
Liar's Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that good?
Which I bought for me, and then I didn't pick it up for like a week or two, and now he's nicked it. And in the moment I'm rereading Richard Holloway's Waiting for the Last Bus.
So I don't know these books.
It's a kind of think piece on death, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. It's so kind of profound and oddly quite hopeful. Yeah.
That's the other thing I've been reading, because we just rewatched Prick Up Your Ears, so the Joe Orton.
That's good. I've read that. That's brilliant. Because I've started reading the William Fever, you know, the Lucian Freud book. He's got two.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that's like that thick.
Yeah, I've started reading it. You know, I'm a good reader. I love reading. I read a lot. I've read about 6 pages. I can't get any further. Oh. So boring the way it's written. You know, it's a bit academic, I think, for me. But even it's not really academic, but it's also, I can't describe. I can't get on with it, but I'm going to plough on. But I haven't really been enjoying it. I think it'd been better if it'd been a bit shorter.
We've been rereading your book quite a lot, obviously. And in particular, for the second edition, when you wrote that new postscript, you know, that was which we only have digitally, and that's been really useful, actually.
Oh, yeah, seeing what happened to everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that. Oh, I loved it. That was one of my favourite things to write. Yeah, because that's marvellous. Oh, Anthony, that's fantastic. Oh,
nice one.
Well, Anthony designs banknotes, so you never know. Oh, there's Joe's picture of you. You look like twins there. Joe. Oh, David Daniel Wilkie, that's lovely.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, but loads more coming after. These are just a few that have come in. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Oh, that's brilliant. Good, Tara. I don't know if you say it, Tara or Tara. That's so good, Iain. That's amazing of you.
It is. It's
and
incredible.
I love the angle where you're looking at each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love that. Oh, who is this? I knew that was Vanessa Crawford, because I'm beginning over time to recognise who the artists are and the way they draw. Oh, she's even got the cats going up the stairs.
Very nice.
Oh, there's Vanessa. Yeah, because Vanessa's got. I think Vanessa is a doctor, and she's got a lot of dreadlocks and has got a lot of cats. I don't really know her, but you know, you get to know people on Facebook until you come through the class, don't you?
Yeah, ours are running. Vanessa, ours are running rings around us at the minute. We are. They have. Yeah. It's madness. They're so demanding. The more time you seem to spend with them,
the more you say, the more I'm thinking, no, a cat's not for me. No. Oh, that was Paul Waynes. He's done that on his computer. I met Paul in Hull. Oh, lovely. I love the fact that everyone does everything so different.
Yeah.
And the fact now that you can draw on computers, and it's just fine, isn't it? You know, I would say to people, use whatever you've got to draw with. Because, that's my friend Karen Duffin. Oh, Karen, that's lovely.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, because usually she makes them look like other people, but this time they look like you. I like your beard. Oh, that's brilliant. Your beard has come out marvellous.
Yeah, come out very good in that one.
And I like that people sometimes say to me, they don't even come to class going, we just love looking at the pictures and see how people do it and how they're getting on. Because this class has kept me going really through the lockdown.
Yeah.
It's like meeting up with people and, you know, mingling, sort of. Well, an hour's up. Has anyone got any last questions?
Look, it's grim now. There you go.
Anyone got any questions or anything? More questions? I haven't told you I've got next week. Yeah, again, another 80s pop star, although she's still performing today. I've got Corinne
Sonia.
Drury.
No,
No, oh, Toya, did you say? If only.
Sonia.
No, I've got Corinne Drury from Swing Out Sister, who you may know often does the art class as well. So that'd be exciting. And she's so lovely looking. She's got beautiful hair. So, and she's got new kittens as well. So she's going to bring them to show you. So cat lovers, you're having a bit of a bonus, aren't you? Anything else? Any questions? Anything to ask? I feel like I'm a presenter on a, what's the name? Victoria Wood programme now. No? Oh, well, thanks everyone for watching. That was so lovely. Thanks to little Dan in the background doing everything, doing all the hard work, sorting us all out, which it was quite a palaver earlier, but we got through it. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sue.
Thank you. Stay there. I want to
Thank you.
ask you something. Wait there.